Hello, it's nearly afternoon time and the strike of noon kicks us into our 12 noon movement snack. Are you ready? Perhaps getting ready, almost ready, nearly ready. But as soon as we hit that 12 noon time, we'll hit the gong and we'll get ourselves stuck into the afternoon with some balance related moves and a bit of strengthening for the upper back area. So you will need a tea towel or a resistance band if you've got one. If you've not, a tea towel or I've got my Later Life t-shirt, look, just hanging over there. I'm going to grab that. Something with a little bit of stretchability in it can be quite useful as well. Right, if you're here on catch-up, thank you very much for your catch-up time. And it's probably not even noon where you are, but it's your time for noon. So enjoy these movement minutes and you can fast forward the rest of this preamble if you choose. I'm just going to start welcoming in those on live now. So Mrs. P, you're the first one in. Somebody else there lurking in the background. Who are you? Bring yourself forwards so we can say hello. Feel free to drop me a message in the little message area to tell me what you've been up to, what's it like where you are, how you're feeling today. All of those things that we generally like to find out about each other if we were to bump into each other in the street. Except we're just bumping into each other on a movement snack instead. Right, I have got in front of me, I've been doing shots all morning. I'll show you in a minute. When we've got a few more people on board. I've got a cup of coffee with me as well, so I might have a slurp in a moment. You do pardon me if I take a slurp. And during this preamble, actually, I bet nobody's sitting down and just watching it. I bet you're doing something. You're just tidying one or two things away, maybe, I don't know, dusting the surface, wiping down the sides. Something like that is probably taking place just before you close it down and come and join me in a movement snack. In a movement or two. So we're fast approaching noon and this will hopefully address a few of those different skills and areas of your body that you might find challenging from time to time. So working on balance and also a little bit of upper back strengthening for around your shoulders and believe it or not, your upper back area. We got a lot of birthdays today, Apostolist, welcome. Thank you for coming along. I bet you're 2 hours ahead, aren't you? So it's probably about 2 p.m. where you are. Dickinson Duo have just arrived. Mrs. P's been here for ages, like I have. George has just arrived as well, reporting in the weather report as dull and chilly in Cruden Bay. It's light, bright and warm-ish in the Shire of Leicester today. Carolyn's just arrived as well. Hello, all the way from Darlington. Carol Elliott's in from Bedfordshire, saying hello to everybody. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Been doing shots all morning. Now, you've not seen me when I stand up, but here are my shots. Pina colada. Nice. It's not a fish. It's a pineapple. A mojito. Anyone for a mojito? Minty and fresh. And I've been hitting the gin this morning as well. This is, hang on, rhubarb gin. We'll get a load of that. Sweets. They haven't got a bit of alcohol in, but I just feel like, yeah, I'll just have just get another hit in. Right. Carolyn's reporting in cloudy and a bit drizzly. Shop shots is what George is saying they are. Yes, it's 3, 2, 1 time. Carol Kent and Christine Rowland have just got in there in the nick of time. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. It's 12 noon. It's time for a movement snack full of balance and a bit of strengthening. So get your tea towel, your something off the radiator, a sock. I've got my Later Life t-shirt just in the back background there, I'm going to use that. Or you might have a stretchy band as well. So we'll use those after we've done the bits and pieces of balance. Today is happy birthday to Bex. It's a happy birthday to my husband's mum, Tula, and it's a happy birthday to my sister, Cheryl. A triple trio of birthdays there, and today is April the 12th. It's a Tuesday, 2022. Let's get ourselves set up and set off into this movement snack. So if you're from seated, you'd prefer to start in seated. You might be seated all the way through, which is, of course, whatever is right for you. Then sit up tall first. Lots of postural reminders in this seated position. It's almost too easy to kind of slowly sink back down, but try and lift upwards and away with your posture. And we'll take a few hip walks forwards. Most of the backs of your thighs shouldn't be on the chair. We're forwardsly perched, and then we can set off into our leg marches. Those can actually quite quickly come into, no, those were foot pedals. These are leg marches. Should know the difference by now though, I'm guessing. So get your little rhythm going with your leg marches or your foot pedals, and we'll start the warming up process. Here we are in standing then, holding on to support if you need it. You can go straight into the leg marches or just stick with a few repeats of the foot pedaling action first. Either or should help to boost the warmth, the temperature of your muscles, improve the joint function as well by warming up the joint, and the fluid within the joint as we warm through loosens up, helping us to move that little bit more comfortably. So just find your patter, add in an arm swing when you're ready. You might want to always keep a point of connection with you and your external support. That will help you with your balance, your coordination as well, and maybe even confidence comes into it for some of you. If you're all right on all of those levels though, just bring in both arms together, and you can do exactly that in seated as well. Although posture-wise, this might feel a little bit more tiring for your posture. If your legs are getting tired and your hips are aching a little bit, you can rest the legs down and foot pedal. Keep your arms going, of course. Or you can rest the legs down all together and just keep them still whilst you focus on the arm swings. Try and make your arm swings that little bit bigger rather than faster. And drive back through the elbow there. And the arms close to the body helps us to really maximise what's going on around your shoulder area. And those bigger movements as well won't feel faster, but they might feel just that little bit slower. With arms and legs, are you feeling a bit warmed up now? Hopefully the answer is yes. Your breathing pattern may have just changed slightly, but you shouldn't feel puffed out. All right, that should do us. Bring yourselves down to a pause. Take a couple of really long, deep breaths, getting all of the oxygen right down deep into the lungs. Feel the rib cage move. Feel the chest rise and fall with those longer, deeper breaths. Okay, right, we're going to go into a few different positions for the feet, which will be narrowing in our base of support and may provide you with some of them a bit of a balance challenge. They progressively get more tricky with regards to balance. So if there's a point where you want to stop, just repeat that same option again rather than progressing on to the much more difficult foot positions. Here's the first one. Hold on to your support. Then you've got full support and full balance in standing, and bring your feet together. Glue the knees in tight, feet together, stand tall, and then see if you feel confident to either lighten or remove your hand away from the support. Hold it there. Here's your option for seated. Again, it's just bringing it in, sitting tall, and holding it there. Now that might feel quite easy in seated, so if you want to put a couple of extra reaches in, those can be an upwards reach, there could be a forwards reach if that's more comfortable for your shoulder. Put a few of those in as you hold this position. When you're in standing, relax, recover, get the feet back out to hip distance, and we'll think about where we're going to place this next level up. Now, we've done these in our progress checks before, so it is a repeat of the positions that we've used in progress checks before. Bring your foot just slightly in front of the other one. The feet are together, so you've kind of got your heel lined up with the instep of your foot, so a little bit of a split position there. Have a look down to help position the feet, and then lift everything up tall through your posture. Set the shoulders down, and then have a think about if you want to release, lighten, or just hover your hand over external support. And then if you do feel a wobble and you do need to touch down, you've got that. It's good that you do feel and experience a little bit of adjustment and change through your balance though. Same in seated. Knees glued together. This time, if you like, take a few diagonal reaches, because sitting up tall right in the centre of this position might feel a bit too easy. So we're now reaching slightly out of our base of support, but with our feet in a more narrow position. Reach as far as you feel comfortable. You might get to a certain point and you think, yep, that's challenging my balance. Can I go further, or do I want to stick to where I am at the moment? Okay, recover your feet. And the next level we're going to have a look at, and you choose whichever foot you want to place in front. We're going to have a look at a very narrow stand, a tandem stand, or a heel-toe stand. So have a look down, make sure you've got enough space in front of you if you're facing your support. Put one foot slightly in front of the other, lining up the heel with the toes. Soften your knees. Remember, we talk about this suspension, or Bex talks about the knees being the suspension of your body. And share the weight between that front foot and the back foot. So you're in the middle. Now, my ankles are twitching all over the place. You might want to put a bit of a toe grip in to try and steady your foot position in. But just notice how your body's twitching, adjusting those finer movements. In seated, we got one foot just tucked back slightly. The other foot can come directly in front. Plant your feet, keep your bottom planted, and this time we'll go for some side bending actions. Take a steady bend. So these are from our breakfast routine, the sideways bends. Do a few of those. Normally we'd have our feet out wide and planted, but not on this option. So do a few of those. Come out of it if you're in standing. You might want to have a switch round to the other foot. It's up to you. And we're going to go to a slightly different position now. So one foot's going to be lifted off the floor. This is our one leg stand. Full support will help you to get into and out of any balance position. So we'll do just that. Hold on to the support. Loosen the standing knee so it's just not locked and rigid. This position here with the toes down might be enough for some of you, so you can think about whether you want to keep full fingertip, hovering or no support onto this one leg stand, or you can lift the foot up. Lift the foot up and bring it down, have a change on sides. See how long you can hold it for. Is it 10? Is it 15, 20 seconds? Is it longer? Here in seated, here's your option. We're going to do a one leg lift and then holding the hands together, guide the lift up and then come back down. Okay, so again, this is a lift of the foot, both hands together and lifting the arms to straighten up down the body and lengthen up everything. So this is kind of the position we go in for that full arm, double arm reach in the 4pm. Sit tall, high onto your bum bones here. And there we have your option in seated. All right, take a rest there. Shall we come into seated and then we'll have a look at our upper body back strengthener, upper back strengthener. Now I've got my t-shirt which has got a little bit of stretchiness, tiny bit of stretchiness to it. Whereas the tea towel is just a bit more rigid. It doesn't matter, either or, we can still get a good sensation and feeling in the targeted muscles from this move. So set yourself up in posture. Now having a good amount of upper back strength will help us with any lifting and carrying moves. So carrying a load either with both hands, one arm, the other arm. Any lifting, any pulling of items or objects towards you requires a little bit of upper back strength. Go, palms up. Palms up, elbows in. Pull your hands out wide. Guide the whatever you're holding towards your tummy button or your waistband line, and then pinch the shoulder blades back as you reach that point and relax. So reset it, posture reset, palms upwards, gripping round whatever it is you're gripping round. Pull as if you're trying to pull your hands further away from one another, elbows draw back, pinch the shoulder blades together, head held high, neck long, and relax. So thinking about those postural prompts all the way through. And come to a front option here. So pull in, feel that in the grip, feel it in the forearms, your wrist, the elbows go back, the hands are level with your waistband so that we can keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears. We want the tension to be created around that squeeze together of your shoulder blades rather than a hunch and a lift of the shoulders upwards. We probably carry quite a bit of tension there anyway. So let's try and press it away. Now, if you're feeling a bit of extra warmth just shooting up in your body, just building up there, that's good. If you feel the effort of the shoulder and the upper back muscles working, then they might be getting a bit tired. If they're not getting tired, have a think about how you can increase the amount of work going on with those shoulders, the scapula, your shoulder blades moving in towards the spine on that squeeze in action. Are you still breathing? Hopefully the answer is yes to that. Even in those held positions like pull and squeeze, keep your breathing steadily going through. Relax there. All right. Achiness should be in your shoulders now. Take a few shoulder rolls just to crowbar an extra bit of mobility here for shoulders, and it will help to release some of the achiness that you've just been experienced around there. All right, there we go. A bit of balance and a bit of upper back work for your body. Yes, George, ankles always twitch. With greater and improved mobility around the ankles, which we focus on in the 8 a.m, it allows our ankles to kind of adjust and make those finer, smaller movements, which is just what they need to do. if we're going to stay steady on our feet. All right, there we go. All done here. Gonna have my shots now. There we go. One. I won't put them all in the mouth at the same time. Anyway, I'm just off to the afternoon now, and I'll see you back at 4. Thanks, everyone. Pleasure as always.